Job, in this beginning part of the story, lost his children, lost his property, lost everything. He still had his wife and his friends, those three friends, but we'll get to that later. But God had faith in Job that he could survive, and his love for God that caused faithfulness and dedication, which is also known as integrity, would remain intact. So in other words, Satan had to go to God to get permission to even touch Job. He even told God, hey, you need to take that hedge of protection out from around him so I can touch him, and I guarantee you he'll curse you. So that's saying that God is so powerful that nothing can happen beyond God's control. So, but I said it just a moment ago when I said God had faith in Job that his love, his survival instinct will remain intact no matter what the situation was. God had faith in Job. People don't teach that when they talk about the story about Job. They just talk about how, you know, you need to be like Job. Job was an upright man. Job was a perfect man. Job never cursed God. But you don't tell that little hidden story about how Satan had to go to God to get permission to even touch Job. And the only thing God told him, you can't take his life. You can do everything else to him, but you can't take his life. So God had control all the way to the end. So people don't teach that part of it. People don't teach the faith that God has in us. A lot of times when we're going through things in our life, that's because God is trying to build us. Like maybe we're so strong in love, but not so strong in survival. So God is trying to help us learn how to build that survival instinct up in us. And maybe we're strong in survival, but not in love. And God is trying to help build up that love instinct in us. But people don't realize that because it is not taught. We want to give those feel-good messages. We want to give those messages about, you know, and nothing wrong with this. I'm a firm believer in paying your tithes. But pay your tithes, you're gonna have everything that you want because you got a right to everything that you want from God because you're a faithful tither. It goes a little bit deeper than that. Paying your tithes is an act of obedience to God. It's an act of obedience. But you do it not expecting nothing in return. You're just doing it out of obedience to God. It's like a thank you to God. Thank you that you put me in this position that I can even pay my tithe. Thank you. But you don't expect nothing in return. But in return for that, God bless you even more. But it ain't solely because you pay your tithes. That's one of the things, but it ain't solely because of that. So in this case with Job loved God. Job loved God very much. But God had to build that survival instinct up in Job. He had to build it up in him. Job had mastered love. I say that again for myself. I mastered love. I love hard. Anybody that's been associated with me know I love hard. And sometimes I love too hard. But I don't mean that in no sexual way, so please don't take it that way. But I'm a very emotional person. I am a very emotional person. I love hard because I was raised on love. Love exists around me. Sacrifice for love existed around me. And that influenced me. But I'm at a place now, in all honesty, God is trying to build that survival up in me. I'm Job today. I got to learn how to survive better. That instinct is in me, but God got to activate it and build it in me. And in doing that, God got to teach me how to balance the two. So in other words, I can't just learn, okay, I used to be a person that loved hard. Now I'm a person that survived. I got to find a balance in there. Because I can't stop love. Because remember, love conquers all. So I can't stop love, but I got to also learn how to survive in a society that just ain't nice anymore. I got to learn how to survive in a society where perfection is not. I mean, I grew up in the country where we could leave at night. We could open our doors because, you know, we had screen doors, so we ain't got to worry about a bunch of mosquitoes because we had that spray though, and that can that you can spray for the mosquitoes. But you can leave your doors open and you ain't got to worry about somebody coming in there and rape you. I grew up in the country where sometimes it had rained so hard we had to go on the back of a trailer to go up to the highway and to get on the bus to go to school because vehicles couldn't get back there. And we had family all around us, but the one thing that I felt existed more than anything, even in those little bad time situations, was love. Love was all around me. Wasn't always good love. Sad to say. I've been around some negative people. But I've seen the sacrifice. I've seen the love that my mom had. So I'm a master at love. But I'm a student in survival. I want y'all to catch that. I'm a master at love, but I'm a student at survival. In other words, I'm still learning how to survive. I master love. And some of us are master at survival, but we're a student at love. So something is always missing. Okay. Subjective is based on influence. This is important because we as society really need to work on our influence. When you have a platform to use, you use it to be a positive influence in other lives, not to build a name for yourself or to become rich and successful based on society's standards. When you have an opportunity like I have right here, right now, this is an opportunity for me. Now I can take this opportunity and I can either build a name or a popularity for myself, or I can take this to educate and teach. That's why you got to have a balance in love and survival. Because you got to learn how to live in a microwave life. You got to learn how to live in a society that is not properly educated. You got to learn how to live in this. You got to learn how to survive in it. But at the same time, you got to know how to love. So for me, I'd rather use this platform. I'd rather use this platform to teach a few. I want y'all to hear me. I'd rather use this platform that I have right now, this opportunity that I have right now to teach a few, than as a leader to fail a multitude. I'd rather use this platform, this opportunity to teach a few, than as a leader to fail a multitude. Let God build you back up just as God did for Job. Job suffered to the point of no return. Yet, in verse 20, Job shaved his head and worshiped God. We that have a platform have a duty to teach people how to react differently in a time of crisis. That's the whole purpose of this teaching, is to teach people how to react differently in a crisis. Don't just quit and give up to the point that you let go of your life but to take this point to grow, to learn, and to survive. Now we have to be careful what and how we say things to people, how we treat people, because some may simply know how to love and not survive. One of the downfalls of those that know how to survive only is that in many cases think they are doing the rightest thing and saying the right thing to live and prosper, but don't notice how they'll lack things such as empathy and sympathy and compassion. In other words, a person who is built on survival, they tend to lack in empathy and sympathy and compassion. They tend to lack in those things. They don't know how to, hey, okay, I need to tone down what I'm saying. I need to kind of shift how I'm acting or how I'm appearing to a person, because you don't know the mindset of that person that you're talking to. You could be knowing that person for 30 years and you still not know the mindset of how that person is feeling while you're talking to them. Because the reason I'm saying that is because when you're on your soapbox, that's the way I'm going to use it, when you're on your soapbox, you got to get your point across. You got to make it heard. You got to prove that you're right. When you're on your soapbox, the one thing that you are lacking is actively listening or actively watching. In other words, you can call me a bitch. Now to you, you might be like, well, you know, right now you're acting like a bitch.